Bendis wrote a Man of Steel comic. That looks like a job for... Cue the intro. Happy Friday, Nerd Talkers, and happy summer to those who are enjoying the mess out of it like I am. I have a very important review for you guys today because one of my favorite writers from Marvel wrote a DC comic. If you know Brian Michael Bendis from Marvel, he's like the heavy hitter of Marvel. He's been there for years. He really made a name for himself with the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, but he's recently changed over to DC and he's written The Man of Steel, a 6-part miniseries that's going to be released weekly from this week until mid-July. So Man of Steel, like I mentioned, is written by Brian Michael Bendis with art from Reyes, Prado, and Sinclair. So if you see this in the stores, first thing you're going to see is Superman and the rest of the Justice League around him. I'm going to go in and warn you, besides a mention of Batman and Wonder Woman, there are no Justice League characters in the first issue, so don't see the issue, think, oh, I want to see Man of Steel with the Justice League. You're not going to get that in this one. I guarantee you they're going to show up later, but they're not in the first issue. Speaking of the first issue though, I really enjoyed this first outing from Bendis. The first time that you see Superman and he's interacting with these certain characters, I won't say who, it was awesome. I laughed my tail off, and just seeing how they interact with him and they just go, oh, it's Superman, all right, it's whatever, and we got caught, whoops, like it's awesome. Speaking of the big blue Boy Scout himself, he was written awesome. Literally, he has such a charm in this. The story itself in this issue, it almost hits all the Superman beats it has to. He meets up with Lois Lane, he goes to work at the Daily Planet, saves people from a burning building, you know, normal Superman stuff, but it has this charm to him, and almost every time he speaks, you buy it, and he just feels like classic awesome Superman, and it was great to read. And I had this perfect voice from the animated series in mind when I was reading it. It just worked so well. It was great. Bendis did a great job in writing. The art as well is very, very good. I really enjoyed Superman's art himself. Like, his colors, his blues, his reds, his yellows, they really pop out and they really catch your eye. I think the way they're supposed to with Superman comics. You know, in other Superman comics, he almost kind of blends into the surface. Not this one. He really pops out, and the colors are really pronounced, and it looks really good, and I think it really works for the tone that they have with the rest of the story. There is, of course, a cliffhanger for the rest of the series that's going to happen. It doesn't go like, oh no, don't understand what's going on. Like, I still really enjoyed it, and I am excited to pick up the rest of it. The really main thing I didn't like about it was the villain. I won't say who it is. It's a newer character. With him, he didn't have the charm as, like, when Superman's in the panels, you have this charm, like I mentioned. He's awesome. He's charismatic. It almost like halts to a standstill with this guy. When he shows up, you're just like, can I get back to Superman? And not that that's necessarily a bad thing. He just hasn't done anything yet that makes me go, oh, I want to see what he's going to do. Like, you know he's going to be a big bad. You know Superman's going to fight him. But right now, whenever he showed up, I was just wanting to get back to Earth with Superman. But Bendis really does bring it with this book. I really enjoyed the time I had. I had a smile on my face when Superman was there. The villain has potential. We'll see with the rest of the series. Luckily, we won't have to wait. We can just pick the next issue up this Wednesday. It's going to be there every single Wednesday until July. So if you're excited, if you want to read some Superman, this is the best time to do it, because Bendis really knows what he's doing with this character. I was a little nervous when he moved to DC, but my nervousness is thrown out the window because he really did do a good job with this. I'm excited to see what him and the rest of the creative team does with the rest of The Man of Steel. So, have you picked up The Man of Steel? Are you planning on picking it up later? Let us know in the comments below. Join in the Nerd Talk, like, subscribe, comment. Whenever we go live on the podcast, join us in on the Nerd Talk, especially moving into E3. There's going to be a lot to talk about when it comes to nerd stuff. So, until next time, it has been awesome. You think I'm going to tear up a perfectly good shirt for a video. You got another thing coming, fool.